Welcome to my tutorial. This is Freehand. We're going to click on File, New. We're going to open up a new map, and then we're going to click on Browse and choose just a basic texture. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to type in a wall and search for a wall. Now we're going to create the walls, or the main part of the map, which is just going to be pretty much a square. We're going to make it about 4 blocks high right now. Right click, Create Object. Now we're going to go to Camera. We're going to click 3D Textured, so that we can see the actual textures of it, and we're using WSAD to control and move around. So I'm going to click on the block in the selection tool, Shift S. We're going to click Control H, and then we're going to hollow it to about 12, so that you can actually go inside, so it's not a solid box. Now we're going to click on the Entity tool, and we're going to go to Info Player Start, which is a counter-terrorist spawn. We're going to click somewhere. We're going to move it up above the ground so that they do not spawn in the ground. We're going to right click and create object. And then we're going to do a terrorist spawn, which we're going to set to Info Player Deathmatch, which is a terrorist spawn. We're going to right click and create the object there. Now I have to think of what we're going to do. We're going to do the selection tool again, because I just realized that I did not put it in the correct spot. So let me put it back in the correct spot and do that. So now we have pretty much a basic map that should compile correctly. We're going to click the Toggle Texture Application tool. We're going to select the floor. We're going to click Browse. Then we're going to type in floor to do a floor. We're going to set up the proportions for it. We're going to scale it down so that it looks kind of normal. And then after we're done with that, we're going to click Apply. We're going to close out that. We're going to click it again, the Toggle Texture Application tool, Control A, and we're going to select the ceiling, and we're going to set the texture there to sky. The sky is not going to look like this in the game. The sky is going to look very different than it does here. It's just to show you in here so it doesn't have to render the sky. So now we have pretty much a basic map. What we're going to do now is select the block tool, which is Shift B if you want to use the shortcuts. We're going to type in crate in the texture. We're just going to choose a crate, say bcrate02. And now we're going to just create a couple boxes all over for crates. What I'm using to control the size of the squares is the bracket keys, which are right next to your P and backspace. We're just going to create a few boxes, and I'll tell you when we're done. And right now they're not looking correct because we didn't fit the textures. We'll do that after we're done creating them. So you can just create some boxes first, any size that you want. Okay, now we're going to do a selection tool, Shift S. We're going to select one box. We're going to hold Control and click the next box. Hold Control, and we're going to select all the boxes. And now we're going to click the Toggle Texture Application tool, Control A. You're going to click Fit, so that it'll fit the texture to those objects. You can close that out after that. And now you have some boxes, player spawns, and stuff like that. Now, that's just a little show around of what the map looks like so far. And now we're going to go to the block tool. We're going to just do a random texture. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to show up in the actual game. So you're just going to create a little place around the player spawn so that they have a place to buy. This is going to be the buy zone. Now we're just going to create that so that they'll be walking in it so that they can somehow touch it and then buy guns and whatever they need. We're going to create it around both sides. We're going to right click Create Object. We're going to choose the Selection tool, Shift S. We're going to highlight both of them by using the Control key. We're going to make sure they're both the right sizes too, which would help. Okay, now we're going to Selection tool, Shift S, click both of them, and Control, and click the next one. Now we have them both highlighted. We're going to right click, click Tie to an Entity. Then we're going to choose the Func Buy Zone. And it doesn't, team just tells you different teams if you want to only have one team allowed to buy there, but it doesn't really matter. So that's what we got so far, and those black boxes are not going to show up in the game, remember that. And now we're going to go to File, Run, or F7, or you can click that little button right there. This is going to run your map. At first it's going to tell you to save it somewhere. So what you need to do is just save it wherever you want. I'm just saving it as basic map tutorial. Now you're gonna click, I have do not run the game set, but you can just click OK and it'll run it. And if you set up everything correctly, it will save it into your folder, so you can just open up Steam. That's what mine looks like with this simple thing right there. And so that is your tutorial for the basic map. This is done by freehand and kind of took a lot of time, so appreciate it. Thanks.